Hi folks, my name is Tondi and I am going to do a tutorial on Molly Mind's Book of Colors. It's a soft book that's done in the hoop and I'm going to help you with the steps to get it all put together. So here's what it will look like finished. This is just the first page, okay? This is what I'm going to walk you through step by step, except I'm going to add a name in mine. So first things first, you're going to do all of the even pages first because they're going to go on this, it'll be on the back side. So when I get ready to make the actual cover page, at the tail end, I'm going to be putting this page on the back underneath the hoop and it'll stitch it all together for us. So that being said, I already have page 2 finished. Yes, page 2. Okay. It ends with just a tack down stitch, okay? It's not a finished edge because this is just raw still. It's going to go on the back. And then I'm going to walk you through how to do the cover page with the balloons. She has another option that's a flower, but this one is all applique, so I figured we'll do this one. And we will talk about where to add in the name. Okay, folks, as you can see at the moment on my sewing machine screen, yours obviously may look quite different, but I have within my edit mode, before I go to embroidery mode, I have added a name if I so choose to do that. She's left space on the cover of her books for you to add a name. So be sure you go in and add, whether you do it within your machine or on your computer software. Don't forget to add that name before we get busy doing our embroidery. Okay, folks, I have 2 layers of tearaway stabilizer. That's my choice of what I like to use. Some people use wash away mesh for some of these. Whatever you want to do, I can show you my finished product when it's done, and tearaway works fine for me. First step is sewn out. Can you see the square? Okay, that's simply your placement stitch. Now, some people don't put batting or wadding in their books. I always have, so I'm going to go ahead and add a layer of my quilt batting over bigger than the square that's stitched out on that. Then I'm going to put my layer of fabric on top of that. Now, if you want to, you can, look, mine's even wrinkly. If you want to, you can use spray-based, or you can just hold it down. I usually just kind of hold mine down there when it's just one big square like this. And I'll do step 2 and then come back. Okay, folks, step 2, tacks this down. And then you have to cut away, which I have begun, very close to the stitch line. I don't know how well you can see, but it's really close to the stitch line without clipping the stitches. If you leave too much on the outside, it'll show on the edges of your book. So try to get as close as you can. And I will trim this down. And then step 3 is going to put a zigzag stitch over this to make it hold down really well while we do our design. Okay, guys, I let step 4 stitch out, which was the wording. And now I'm going to go ahead and just follow through with the steps, the same as you can, that will finish out your applique of your balloons. And when I get near to the end, I will come back to you so that we can put the next page on the back. Okay, folks, I have all of my design on. I am ready to sew the next to the last step, which is a tack down stitch. Now that is there because we're going to take this page and line it up on the back, and you will fasten that down however you feel comfortable with. I'm going to use Scotch tape. Some people use a spray-based. And then once you get that where it's securely held in place, lined up, you just have to look, line it up with the other one. Then you're going to carefully slide your hoop back into your machine and let it do that tack down stitch. And I will come back with you as soon as that's done. Okay, my tack down stitch is done. I did it in green thread so you can see it. Plus that's going to be the color of my satin stitch edge in a moment. So then you want to flip it round to the back and make sure that everything is lined up in there, because if it got crooked under there, she let this a really loose stitch so it can be easily torn out, and you can redo it if you need to. but I think that mine looks like it's lined up just fine. So I'm going to take this tape off of mine, and then I'm going to put it back in the machine and let it run the satin stitch. Now, be careful here. Make sure that you put your bobbin thread to match your top thread, because when it's finished, you want it to be the same on front and back. Okay? So here's one of my other pages, and I'll come back with you in just a moment. Hi guys, I'm going to show you a quick tip that I have. When you get your pages out and it leaves all this little fuzzy stuff from your tearaway or whatever other stabilizer you're using, sometimes those just bug us. So this thing is a stencil cutting iron, and it is super hot, okay? Super hot. But you can take this, and let's see if you can see it. Ready? Watch. I got to do it quickly so I don't burn the thread. See that? Most of that just goes right away. So, sometimes, this side's already finished. Sometimes I have to go over it a little bit more in a spot or two. You don't want to hold it on there too long so it'll burn the threads, but it cleans up those edges real quick. You can also use a Sharpie marker if you can match one to the right color if some of those little fuzzies bug you. Alright guys, everything is finished. This is how I chose to fasten this one together. I've actually never done one this way before, but it worked. I put them through different directions, each set of holes, so that the handle would hold straight. And I just tied a little ribbon, but you can figure out whatever creative way you want to fasten your pages together, but it's made so that it can just open. Aren't those the cutest? I hope you guys have fun making your books, and put your pictures, be sure and put your pictures up on the Facebook page for Molly Mine. Y'all have a blessed week.